What's up, guys? This is Steady. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is the roughest final product that you could possibly get for an MVP. It's got all of the features that the Running Club app is going to need, but it really looks like crap. And I am aware of that, and I'm going to do the geolocation in this video as well too, but the next course is going to be unit test, and this is like a real startup. I'm not joking when I'm telling people like this is like a real MVP. This is a real startup, and this thing's going to go up, and I'm going to hopefully try and get some people to sign up for this thing. So looks like crap right now, but it's for the most part working. And then I'm going to do the unit test. I'm going to write a bunch of unit tests for it. I'm going to come back, I'm going to put a premium bootstrap theme on it, make it look really good, and then this thing's going up in the cloud, and I'm going to start marketing it and trying to get people to sign up for it. So final video for a little bit until I come back, or final MVC video, and then I'm going to start the unit test, and then I'm going to come back and keep adding to it. But we're going to go ahead, we're going to finish the geolocation, and then we're next course I'm going to start the unit test. But for the geolocation, what you want to do is you want to go to a website called ipinfo.io. So I'll just go to, actually I think I might have it up already. So ipinfo, let me just pull it up, ipinfo.io. Go sign up for that, and they're going to give you a token, and you need that token because I can't give you my token. It's a free service. I don't have any affiliation with these people. It's a free token, and you get so many uses out of it, but it's a really good service, and I highly recommend it. And once again, like I'm not getting any money, or I don't have any type of affiliation with ipinfo. So let's go ahead and go to the home controller. So home controller right now, the index is looking, we're going to have this geolocation on the home page. So whenever somebody logs in, it'll go to ipinfo, it'll get their location based on their IP, and then it's going to come back and show them running clubs, or in your case, whatever type of club that you're trying to make, in the front page, so that they will hopefully click on stuff, and you will be able to get people, you will have a more sticky landing page. I guess that's kind of like the industry terminology. And go ahead, just come in here. If you've gotten this far, I'm assuming you kind of know what you're doing a little bit, so I'm not going to go ahead, I'm not going to explain to you what we're doing. I'm just going to kind of go through it and just build it. All right, so we got the dependency injection, and the next thing that we want to go in here is we're going to bring in what's called ipinfo. And ipinfo, I'll show you what it looks like. It's kind of like a strange object that you may not even know exists, but it actually exists in the C# language. So here, hold on. Let me see here. Actually, we have to create ipinfo. I'm sorry, I got them confused. ipinfo we actually have to create. I was thinking of another one. So this is just kind of like a weird miscellaneous object that we have to create to actually house all the ipinfo, and that we want to create it. And don't worry, it's a lot of typing, but you can just go ahead and copy it, because I think I actually copied this from somebody else. And I don't think there's any shame in copy and pasting coding, as long as you know what you're doing. If you're copying and pasting things and you don't know what you're doing, that's room for concern. But if you know what's going on, I don't even think it really matters that much. So these JSON properties, what's going to happen is that whenever we fetch this data, like we're going to have to actually hit an API endpoint, and we're going to have to fetch this data. And there's all different types of ways that you could do this, but in this case, we're just going to go get the web page really quickly And this IP info object is going to translate all of this JSON data. So IP, and if you look, you can see it, like IP is lowercase, and here it's not lowercase. So if we don't have this JSON property, it's going to give us a bunch of weird errors. So make sure you have all of this in here. Make sure you have that JSON property, or it's going to give you errors saying that it can't find it, or it's going to give you some kind of like, you know, weird error. I actually think I may have created that on my own, because I actually remember now that I created this a while ago, but now that I actually I think I actually created that IP info. I don't think I actually copied that. I think I actually created that one. So props to me. Smash that like button for you not having to figure out any of that, because I actually figured that out. So go in here, view model, and we're just going to call this the home view model. Appropriately named. You could call it home index view model, but I think home view model is perfectly fine. Then we're going to go down in here. So home view model, and the home view model is going to house obviously the data that we are going to display in the web page, but it's going to house like our clubs, and it's going to house also the city and the state, because that's kind of all that we're showing right now. So the data that's going to be coming back from our database is going to be in the form of an IEnumerable. So that's what it's going to be in our view model. Then we have our club. Then we have prop string city, prop string state, and that's going to be, whenever we display this on the web page, it's just going to say running clubs in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's the reason why we're going to have that city and state right there. Okay, so we bring it in right here. Let's go back to our controller. And we're going to have a try catch, because we're going out and we're fetching data through web client, or we're fetching data off another web page, and it's kind of it's asynchronous, number one, and number two, there could be a network issue, there could be some kind of strange issue that we're not even aware of. The best thing to do in this case would to wrap it in a try catch, and the endpoint that we're trying to hit is IP info. If you went to ipinfo.io and went and got your token, which I hope you did, and I'm going to put fake numbers right here, you're going to have or make it look a little bit more realistic. So you're going to have so your token is going to look something similar to like that. And that token is what's going to give you access to this endpoint. So we're going to go var info, then we're going to have new web client, and we're going to download string. We're going to go ahead, we're going to pass in that URL. And we need to bring in web client from system.net. Then we're going to take our IP info, which we created up top, and then we're going to use JSON convert right here. And we are going to deserialize this object. So deserialize is just a cool name for, it's going to take this JSON and it's going to turn it into an object. That's literally all it means. Or that's what usually when you hear serialization, that's all serialization means. It's taking JSON, and I'll show you what JSON looks, just in case you don't know. It's going to take this and it's going to turn it into an object. Because technically JSON is not an object. And if you want to know more specifically why that is, there's God knows how many articles that will explain the difference between JSON and an object. So then we're going to go here and we're going to pass this into region info. So we're going to have region info. We actually need to bring this in. This is actually the object that I was talking about, the globalization object. So we're going to have region info. It's going to be IP info. Then we're going to have country. We're going to pass that in there. Then IP info dot country is equal to, that's MR1 dot English name. Then we're going to take our home view model. Then we're going to pass in city, ipinfo.city. We're going to take that view model. We're going to go state and ipinfo.region. And if the home view model actually, so if we get anything back, the way this is going to work is if we actually get anything back from the city, we are going to go get this data from the database. So we are getting the user's location, and then we are going to take the user's location, we're going to hit our own database, we're going to bring it back. That makes sense. So then we're going to go clubs, and if we get any clubs back, go club repository, and we already made our get club by city. Then we're going to pass in the city that we get back from when we hit that API endpoint. And we're going to go down, and if we don't have anything for the city, we're going to make the home view model dot clubs null. Then we are going to return view. We're going to return that home view model. So, and then kind of as just like a final catch-all, I guess that, you know, that's even why we even have like a try catch. We're going to put this, we're going to put home view model dot clubs, and we're going to set that to null. So if there's like any type of network error or any type of odd thing that happens, it's going to make the home view model null, and we won't have to, you know, worry that, you know, there's some kind of strange error that we get. It's just, like I said, you wrap it in a try catch, and it's just sort of like it sounds like it's a try catch all. And if for some other reasons, you know, something else happens, the view will just return and it'll be null. So wait a minute, let me see here. Oh, we got to wrap this in. We got to, this iAction result, we got to wrap this in a try catch or a task. Okay, and that should do that. So let's go into our view, and now let's go start working on our view. And the view is really not going to be that complicated. So if you want to, if you, just like any of the other pages, if you want to, if you went and kind of did your own thing, and you went and you did your own form of your own running club, you will have to go in there and you're going to have to alter the HTML, and you're going to have to, you know, sort of do everything on your own. But if you didn't and you want to, or if you didn't and you want to go in there and customize it, but I'm just going to go, like, since this is a C# course, I'm just going to briefly explain kind of like what's going on here. And if you want to go back and really do your own thing, that's perfectly fine, and you can copy my code if you want to, but if you don't want to, that's great too. So go in here, we got to make sure we've got all this stuff taken care of. Make sure that we've got matching divs. That looks good. Trying to see if there's anything else. So we've got out, this is our Jumbotron, self-explanatory. Then down here, we have our container. Then we have a row. Here, if our model.clubs is null, say for some reason, either our network doesn't work or it searches the database and it doesn't find anything for, say, your area. And my area is Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you seeded your database with Charlotte, North Carolina, you're going to see this. But if you if it does, or you find one and maybe you live in, say, Odessa, or you live in Phoenix, Arizona, or you live in Baltimore, Washington, D.C., you can go back and you can change the database and you can go and edit your database clubs so that it actually has yours, or you're gonna have to edit the address. I'm sorry. So if you go in here and you edit the address and you want, Michigan or Charlotte, North Carolina, or any of these places, you can change it and you can test to make sure it works. But since I live in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's what I tested. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna fire this thing up, see if it works. I hope to God it works. My eyes are killing me. Okay, there are no running clubs in your area. And let me actually double check to make sure that this, I forgot. I need to go back and I need to change my token to the real token. This token that I put in there is bogus. So what I need to do, and all the exception handling worked, so that's great. But I need to go back and I need to alter this token. I'm gonna actually just drag this over here and put the real token in, and then I'm gonna start it, and then I'm gonna make sure that it works. So let me go over here. Let me get my real token, which you guys cannot see because you only get so many tokens. I really, I want to trust people, but you just never know. So I'm gonna go ahead, put my secret token over there, and then I'm gonna fire it up, and hopefully this works. And great. So that looks, let me see here. I'm going to go back and change this. And the GitHub will be changed by the time you guys see this too, so you won't actually see it. But I'm going to go back here and fix this because this is not looking great. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and change it really quick. So we're in here. So I am going to change this to this. Go ahead, put that in there, and that should look a little bit better, hopefully. Perfect. And also, I need to wire up these view buttons. So we'll go ahead and wire up these view buttons too, so that when people click in, but that actually looks really awesome. And it even shows, like I said, running clubs near wherever you live. It'll go ahead, populate all of that, and it actually looks really good. I mean, it could look better, and when I put the bootstrap on it, make it look a little bit better, it's gonna look awesome. But for right now, I think that looks great. Okay, so best thing, let me go here. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna see if I can't copy just this thing over here. And I believe we can literally just copy this one over. Actually, we're gonna have to do the clubs because this is the race. We're gonna have to do clubs. So let's go to the clubs, copy that over, put that into here. Get this button out of here. make that look good. Go ahead and hit that refresh button. Go back. Maybe just refresh it just for good measure. See what happens. And we've got a perfect view of our running club, and that actually looks really good. Anyway, the next series is going to be on unit testing, and this is going to be the last video for a little bit until I come back and I actually start putting the premium bootstrap theme on it. Anyways, I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching.